Big Fat Quiz of the Year. A show so big and fat that even Jamie Oliver thinks it's beyond help. If you haven't seen the Big Fat Quiz before, it works like any normal pub quiz, just without the annoying quizmaster who thinks he's funny. Well, that can't be right, I'm still in it. You can play along at home, it's dead easy. All you need is a lavish set, a prime-time slot on Channel 4 and 6 celebrities. Speaking of which, let's meet our teams. First up, two of the toughest stand-ups to have emerged from the gritty working men's clubs of the North. It's Alan Carr and Michael McIntyre. Next up, we have from Gavin and Stacey, it's Ruth Jones, and from the Three Musketeers, by the looks of things, it's Jonathan Ross. And finally, two cool characters who listen to bands you've never heard of, only watch films with subtitles, and wear fashion so cutting edge, they're already rocking the Naughties revival. It's Noel Fielding and Richard Ayoade.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, as is tradition on the Big Fat Quiz, you've got team names. Alan, Michael, any thoughts on a team name for you two?
What about Posh and Specs?
Posh and Specs.
Chatty and Fatty.
Yeah, I think Posh and Specs does it for me.
Posh and Specs.
Posh and Specs, are you happy with that?
Let's do it.
Go Posh and Specs. Jonathan, Ruth, what about a name for you two?
We want to call ourselves Wagner. Not Team Wagner, not Wagner, not Wagner. Wagner.
Wagner.
Wagner.
That's good.
Yeah. No, Richard, anything?
Right. What's happening?
What's happening is we're thinking about team names. Like, if you had a name for a team.
I thought the Moccasins.
The Moccasins.
Which I quite like. But then I thought we could soup it up. We could be the Electric Moccasins. Sound like a psychedelic
Cool
band.
names for bands just trip off your tongue, don't they? The Electric Moccasins.
Yeah, the Electric Moccasins.
Or Robson and Jerome.
Which one are you?
Well, Jerome.
Have you had a good year? No, Michael, you had a good year, didn't you? You wrote your autobiography. What's it about?
I wrote it.
Did you make anything up? Or was it all true?
Well, I didn't... I know this is hard to believe. I didn't get a lot of women before my wife. And so it looked so bad. It basically looked like I'd only ever slept with my wife. So I added some pretend women in. And they didn't exist. And my wife won't let it go. Every night she keeps saying to me, "Who were they?" And I'm like, "Darling, I made them up because I didn't sleep with enough girls." And she comes to it every day. "Was it Janet?" So I don't know who Janet is. So I got in trouble for sleeping with
You
fiction.
make up women's names, don't you? Janet.
To be honest with you, as soon as I said Janet...
You want Bernice, Rio.
Alan, have you had much experience in lying about sleeping with women?
No, but I can have a go.
Rio and Bernice.
Rio and Bernice.
So, well, the big news for you is you're going on tour again next year.
Yeah, back on tour, baby. Thanks. Someone's slow hand clapping.
Jonathan, for the year, what you've been writing comic books, right?
No, I've been doing that, and I've been doing some special stuff, and I'm doing some stuff for... Well, I can't really talk about what I'm doing next year. I'm doing this, I'm taking over a lot of shows on Channel 4. 8 out of 10 Cats, the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. Picking up some shows, yeah.
Ruth, what have you got coming up this year?
I did a biopic about Hattie Jakes, which is coming out soon.
I like Hattie Jakes.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know who she is. People under 40, a lot of them just don't know. But you're under... What are you?
I'm under 40, thanks.
To be fair, it's hard to tell. You could be 500 years old because you look like a vampire. There's no way anyone would know for sure where you come from.
You do look like kind of an undertaker from the sort of turn of the century. Which is a good look for a comedy panel show, I feel.
Cheers people up, this look.
I think you look incredible. Jim, have you ever been remotely experimental with your clothing? Because you always...
Experimental? This has got a curved collar. Yeah. Richard, you're a properly dressed young man.
Thank you.
Properly attired.
As in, I look warm.
I like the way that you said to them, "What have you been up to?" when it gets to us to go, "Well, I like your clothes."
Yeah. That's show business, Noel. Richard, exciting year for you. You directed your first film.
I have, yes.
So it's Submarine. It's out in March,
It's
right?
called Submarine. It's out in March.
I've seen it. It's very good. It's amazing. There's no submarines in it, though, but it's very good.
Yeah.
Are you worried people go hoping to see a submarine and come out disappointed?
I'm worried no one will go. Regardless of their interest in naval policy. But,
You see why I've got Richard on my team?
Yeah.
Because he ends punchlines with naval policy.
Yeah. This is classic. Welcome to the niche corner.
Right, everyone's here. We're going to start some big fat quiz action after the break. Welcome back to the big fat quiz of the year. If there's one thing we can be certain of, it's that the year started with January and February. Let's remind ourselves what happened. Full body scanners showing naked images of passengers were introduced at all airports. It's changed the way I answer the question, anything to declare. It's been really cold. And I've got a tiny penis. Vernon Kay admitted sending flirty texts to 5 women. Vernon knew it had to stop when Jason Manford tried to Skype him.
No, that's not on.
Did you get a call as well?
Is no one safe, Jimmy? Jason's one of us. He's allowed to twank without us making jokes about it.
Is twank the official word?
I just like saying it.
Twank.
I quite enjoyed it when he did it to me.
And Toyota had to recall 4 million cars because of faulty brakes. Toyota's famous for its hybrid cars. The front half is a coffin on wheels and the back half is a death trap. Well, of course, it wouldn't be a quiz without questions. Eyes down for January and February. OK, question number 1. What better way to start the show than with a question from the legendary Will Ferrell?
Hi, Jimmy. I'm giving it a lot of pizzazz right now. Can you remember the beginning of the year? Probably not, because you're drunk all the time. But it was cold. I mean, it was so cold. Well, it wasn't cold for me because I live in LA, but man, was it cold. Now, can you tell me why the cold snap got 3 well-meaning members of the Thames Valley Police into trouble?
OK, you know the score. You've got to write down the answer. Will Ferrell there asking you a question. The cold snap got the police into trouble. What happened? There was snow everywhere. The police were doing something in the snow.
Now, this is coming back to me.
Inappropriate for someone in uniform. Have a guess, come on.
Was it sexual?
No. I like the thought, though, that it's snowy out. Shall we, lads?
Touch up a snowman with a strategically placed carrot.
I watched The Snowman with my son, you know, the animated thing?
Yeah.
We're walking at that. Because you were supposed to watch that at Christmas. He's 5 years old. It's the most depressing piece of film I've ever seen in my life. He dies. The snowman dies. And my child cried for an hour and a half. All year, Dora the Explorer hasn't had so much of a cold. I'm watching the snowman dying at the end.
He doesn't die, he melts.
He'll be dead.
He's made of snow.
It's just all year we watch TV and people, you know, Peppa Pig. If Peppa Pig came on and just went, I've had it, and slit his wrists, I wouldn't watch that.
So, Michael, well, how did you deal with this with your little boy all upset? What did you say to talk him through this?
Well, everything I do in this month revolves around Father Christmas, so I threaten... Yeah, I tell him to do stuff, or I threaten that Father Christmas won't come. I threaten to phone Father Christmas. I'm phoning Father Christmas!
And do you have pretend conversation with Father Christmas?
Oh, yes! I've been on the call waiting.
Question number 2. OK, footballers were in the news for all the wrong reasons this year, but can you tell me what's just happened in this photo?
Oh, yes, I know.
It's that bad man.
OK.
He's a lovely man.
OK, get something
I'm
down.
going somebody bridge, and I realise his name's...
Noel and Richard are really our sporting experts this year, I fear. Exactly like a
Do
big
you
one.
use that handkerchief ever?
Do I use that handkerchief? Yeah. Sometimes if Jason Manford calls, yeah.
What, as a surrender sign?
OK, this is Yosemite Bear. Take a look at this hunk of beef.
Wow. Wagner!
Does a bit, yeah. He got very excited about something this year and became a YouTube sensation as a result. What was he so excited about?
Oh, look, that's...
He got really excited about something.
Why is that
Massive
the
internet
nipple?
clip.
So that looks like it's something that you would hook onto a weight. And I think it's one of those...
Time now, panellists, for another guest question. It's over to the lovely Nicole Scherzinger.
Hi, Jimmy. Now, I've met a few divas in my time, but nothing compares to the tantrums Gordon Brown used to throw when he was in number 10. Can you name 3 objects he allegedly threw at his colleagues?
I met Gordon Brown once.
Did you like him?
He threw a cup at me. having coffee and he's... Oh!
I met him for coffee and he blew froth in my face.
Did he?
Stayed on my eyebrows all day. I look ridiculous.
I'd rather him throw things than, you know, when he tries to smile, that... At the beginning of that advert for strokes, isn't it?
Alan, you shouldn't joke about strokes, because if you ever have a stroke, you'll be laughing on the other side of your face.
That advert's frightening, though, because they talk about the smell of burning toast. If you have a stroke, then you smell burning toast. So every time I smell burning toast, I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm having a stroke. It's so embarrassing.
Is that your main concern, is that you'll be embarrassed if you have a stroke?
In Camden, yeah. You have to go in the stocks if you have a stroke.
Can you imagine me watching that stroke advert thing? It was like, I had all the symptoms. You limp down one side, blurred speech, and I was like, oh, you know, maybe I'm not camp, I'm just having a really long stroke.
OK, is everyone finished? Have you got the answers?
Can I just ask, are you related?
Yes, he's my sister. OK, let's have some answers. OK, so Will Ferrell asked how some policemen got into trouble during the cold snap. OK, Alan, Michael, what have you got?
Building an offensive snowman.
You think they built an offensive snowman?
Yeah.
Well, what sort of thing did you have in your mind's eye?
Like a snow slut.
A snow slut?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You'd only put one stone for the eye, so it looked like it was winking.
Jonathan, talk me through your answer.
We genuinely didn't know this story, so we thought, what do you get in trouble? So either snowball fight or doing a wee. Going out and doing a wee in the snow, maybe doing patterns, their names, maybe spraying each other, having a good time.
It's quite a detailed guess, I like it. And what have you gone for, Nolan Richard?
They killed people.
I think that would certainly get them into trouble, wouldn't it? Yeah, there'd be a spot of bother.
Yeah. I did try and write it like a serial killer as well.
Well, mission accomplished there, Richard.
Yeah. I think they probably took their trousers and pants off and then ran around holding hands and catching snowflakes on their tongues. But Richard grabbed the pen first.
OK, well, let's hope that continues happening throughout the show. Richard grabbed that pen first. OK,
let's see
it's easier if I just show you. This is what they got into trouble for. These are officers of the law you're watching here. That is a riot shield. This is your tax money being spent. That's the best use ever of a riot shield.
That's brilliant.
Who was filming that? They must have known someone was filming it. They must have thought, this is fine, what we're doing.
So many rapes and murders occurring behind them while they frolic in the icy...
Oh, well, it's easier to catch criminals when it's snowing, in fairness to them, because they've got the prints. They can just... There's been a break-in, we'll just follow those.
You're not sort of tax dodging, though.
No.
White-collar crime.
Yeah.
Intellectual property crime. What about that, Jimmy? I mean, you haven't thought this through. It's really...
OK, I asked you what had just happened in this photo of some footballers. What did you all think?
Well, I think we've got this one right.
Yes, you've said...
We've said exactly what it is. Well, they didn't shake hands. You can see it's happening right there. It's one of the easiest questions I've ever been asked in my life. He missed his hand because he slept with his girlfriend.
You just have to have eyes for this question.
Ruth knew this immediately. If she didn't know the details, but she knew some of it.
What, Ruth, what, you've written an essay?
Oh, that's that guy, Bridge, isn't it? And then I realised he's got his name on the back, so it wasn't...
And then she said the other man, Samsung, who we believe is... Bridge had an altercation of some sort.
Yeah, I said the one in blue had a bit of a go with the wife of the one in white.
That's pretty close to the exact right answer. Nolan Richard, you went for...
A bumming.
Bumming?
Noel, could you just tell me who had the pen for this answer? OK, well, that is wrong. The correct answer is Wayne Bridge refused to shake the hand of John Terry after the tabloids reported that Terry had an affair with his ex-girlfriend.
In brackets, a bumming.
What happens if, you know, he's watching telly and he's like, oh, I love the Big Fat Quiz. Come on in, darling. Come watch the Big Fat Quiz with me. Oh, yeah, John, I love all that. And then they sit down there.
That's probably more offensive to them.
Oh, blimey, the old Big Fat Quiz with you. I was just going to say, say, I think bumming sounds like it's quite a fun word, isn't it? It doesn't sound
Yeah, you
aggressive.
try living with it.
OK, I asked you what Yosemite Bear got so excited about. What did your
Oh,
put?
I know this one.
You know this one?
Yes.
Oh,
He
well,
found his keys. He didn't know for ages that they were on him.
They're around his neck all the time.
He was like, "Ooh, where are my keys?" And he looked all around the mountains. And then ultimately he went, "I found them!"
He is balancing the moon on the back of his hand as well.
Noel, Richard, what have you got written?
Richard's written this, but I can't even read it.
No, I
He's-
drifted off in the middle.
What's the middle word there?
It's meant to be saw, but I got confused. I
He
was just
saw a
thinking
rainbow colony.
colony. Yeah.
OK, and you've gone for Jonathan Root?
Well, no, I know. I think I know this because my kids have shown me this internet clip, which is Double Rainbow. And this is a guy, and he's obviously camping or something. He's out, he's a wild man, as we can see, and I think he's filming it as well, and he does seem to be like he's a little bit high. And he sees a double rainbow.
I think camping is an excellent description of what this guy's doing. I'm going to show you the clip now. This is what this guy became an internet sensation for. Have a look.
Oh, my God! Woo! Oh, wow! Yeah! Double rainbow all the way across the sky. This is it's so beautiful. Oh my God! It's so intense.
I think those keys are for a box of rainbows, and he's unlocked them and let a couple in. And it clearly says on the lid, one at a time, not... And he went, "Oh my God, two have gone out! It's called sit on the lid!" Oh, so intense.
OK, Nicole Scherzinger wanted to know which items Gordon Brown allegedly threw at his colleagues. What did you all put?
Mobile phone and then a pen.
OK, lovely. Jonathan and Ruth, you've gone for...
I thought maybe a shoe. Ruth thought a telephone.
OK, and Noel and Richard, you've gone with...
Satsuma, live wasp, and nightmares.
Let's go over to Nicole Scherzinger and find out what the real answer was.
Did you get it? Gordon Brown allegedly threw a mobile phone, a stapler, and a laser printer at colleagues while he was Prime Minister.
Jimmy, if she had actually said either Satsuma, wasp, or nightmare, it would have been the greatest moment of all our lives.
She said he threw a da-da-da at someone.
Which I believe is a slang for Satsuma wasp.
How can you throw a live wasp? A dead wasp, I get that.
Well, you pretend you're throwing it, but you're in cahoots with the wasp, and you go, in a minute, when I release you, just fly straight towards his head. And then it goes there.
So it looks like you're throwing it,
Yeah, but really...
it's flying.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's weirder throwing a live wasp than a nightmare?
Right, that is the end of the first round. The scores are, so far, Alan and Michael have an incredible 1. Jonathan and Ruth have 2 points. They're in the lead. Noel and Richard are lucky to have 1. Time now for an ad break, or as I like to think of it, a chance for you to see some of the things you got for Christmas advertised at half price in the sales. See you in a bit. Welcome back to the big fat quiz of the year. And as the intimate text message of January and February turns into the awkward public apology of March and April, let's remind ourselves of what happened. Ricky Martin came out of the closet. In fairness, he'd only popped into the closet to find the perfect leggings to go with his crop top. Party drug, methadone or meow meow was banned. The drug was originally sold as plant food, which explains why my daffodils are so paranoid. I'm not sure what meow meow's actually like because I haven't tried it. I'll ask Noel. Noel.
It's all right, actually. But apparently it's bad for you.
Is it?
Didn't tell us that when we were taking it by the shed load, did they? It's quite weird, though. Have you ever smoked drugs through a cat's anus? I saw a double rainbow.
Right, time for some more questions. If you've seen the Big Fat Quiz before, you'll know that every year the children of Mitchell Brook Primary School in Neasden put on some rather unconventional school plays. What I want to know is, what news story are they adorably acting out here? Take a look.
Whoa, what was that? Boom, bang, boom, bang, 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 bang. Bing, bang, bong. Bing, bang, bong. No, you're not allowed. Oh, no. Let's go home before we get all dusty. I'm gonna get home. Taxi. That would be £37. Oh
no! OK, so write down the answer there. Time now for a Say What You See puzzle. Concealed within these pictures is a headline. Here's an example of how we do this. OK, so that's Michael McIntyre. See how that works. Michael McIntyre. OK, that's just the example. What I want to know is what news headline from the year is this?
Oh.
It's not as easy when it's not your actual name, is it, Michael?
Can I have that picture, though, to take home?
Yes. It's a little treat for you.
Thank you.
OK, so say what you see. Could not be easier. OK. Time for another guest question. This time it's over to the one and only Jack Black.
Hi, Jimmy. Here's a question for you big fat quizzers. Which major crisis did boffins attempt to solve using nylon tights, golf balls, rubber tires, and human hair?
Which one?
Very confused about that question.
OK, so what did scientists try... There was basically a disaster, and scientists tried to solve the problem with golf balls, human hair. They tried everything. They tried a bunch of different things.
Totally know it. That's got to be right.
Yeah.
Have a look at this clip. What has this woman just found out?
What did he say? You're joking. I can't believe this, that he said that.
That is a clip of one of the women that Michael McIntyre claims to have slept with in his autobiography. OK. This year, esteemed historian Dr. David Starkey has returned with another tale from history. Can you tell me whose saga he is recounting here?
And so, the romance of the Northumbrian princess and the lusty knight reached its tragic conclusion. Rumours abounded that the knight had supped with wenches in taverns whilst away on tournament. But his fate was sealed when the chroniclers revealed that he texted lewd images of himself to another, clad only in his codpiece. Distraught, the princess fled to the colonies, finding solace in the arms of Will-I-Am and a certain acrobat named Derek. After a bout with the plague, the princess sought absolution with the holy bishop Piers Morgan, exiled the knight, and returned to her rightful place in the nation's hearts.
I'm pretty confident we've got all of these right.
Well, let's see. We saw the children of Mitchell Brook Primary School performing one of their unusual school plays. Did you get what it was all about?
We thought it was the ash cloud, the volcanic ash cloud, the Icelandic ash cloud.
OK, Alan, Michael?
Ash cloud.
Ash cloud. OK, I imagine you...
Noel,
Richard?
new show.
I thought it was my new show.
Yeah.
Slightly better production values, but...
So you thought the kids
bit
of
more
Mitchell Brook
tightly
Primary School in
scripted.
Neasden had gone into the future, seen your new show, and done a play about it?
Yeah, you make it sound stupid when you put it like that. But yes.
What was the ash cloud? Was anyone inconvenienced by this? Was anyone stuck anywhere?
Oh, I pretended I was. I wasn't. And there's so many people kept using that, saying, I'm stuck in Morocco, I'm stuck. So people would... I said I was stuck, so I didn't have to do any work.
Yeah, was that when I was trying to get you to do my show?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
I
I'm
was no, I
thinking.
was actually stuck in Morocco.
Really well.
Yes, no, I was because of that ash.
Yeah. I like the fact that everyone got very angry with Iceland over it. I was furious with Iceland, and for a little while, I really didn't like Icelandic people. And I don't even know any, but just the idea that they wouldn't control their volcano. It's like, how can you be so stupid? You know you've got a volcano, put a cork in it or something. I know. They must be able to block these things up now.
Be right off their chicken tikka lasagna.
I asked you what headline was represented by the picture puzzle. What did you put?
We put R, tug, rocket, I, sanitary towel. Well, that's what it is. You told us. You just read them what they are across.
Jonathan, Ruth?
Oh, we got it right.
Apple, launch, I, sanitary towel.
You've fallen at the final hurdle there. Just talk me through what's going on now. What have you gone with?
Mouth pull, rocket, eye parcels.
Parcels? Parcels? Yeah. I don't want those sort of parcels coming through my letterbox.
Jimmy, can I ask you what the answer is?
Yes, it's Apple launches iPad. They got it right.
Actually just say that that does not work.
Apple...
No, stop right there. What did you say?
Apple.
No.
Yeah, it's... do you know the way that you say...
No, that is not a fruit.
Do you not have an apple?
Oh, can I like a bunch of apples?
We've done that especially for you
this
because
is
that's
yummy.
how...
Oh, have you tasted this apple? And a banana.
That is exactly how you talk and you know it.
No such thing as an apple. If I went to the Apple shop and said, "Hi, I'd like an apple," they wouldn't even let me in. That is a void question.
Yeah,
and if you
true.
don't get rid of
It's a
it,
void.
I'm walking.
And I'm going with him.
Yeah.
If you two storm out, it may be the campest walkout ever. OK. Jack Black wanted to know what scientists, boffins, tried to solve with nylon tights, golf balls, rubber tyres and human hair. Alan and Michael, you've gone for...
BP oil spill.
And they tried to use all of those things in order to stop the oil
Yeah, to
from...
plug the gap.
OK. Jonathan, Ruth.
We thought that they were making a dress for Lady Gaga. For the awards. If you were trying to plug the oil spill, you can just put a couple of golf balls and some tights down there.
They were trying to do it with a top hat. Did you hear about that? That top hat.
I don't think it was actually a top hat. It wasn't like someone in spats just went, that should do it.
It's,
what have you gone with?
How to lower the cost of dentistry.
With nylon tights, golf balls, rubber tyres and human hair.
I'm not saying they did it well.
OK, let's go over to Jack Black for the answer.
Hey, Jimmy. The answer was, of course, the oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. Turns out that cement worked a lot better than golf balls. Who knew?
If you like the way in America they try to make it seem like it was our fault because BP used to be a British company. And it's not. I don't think it's even owned by British people anymore. It's mainly American. And every time it was on the news, Obama would say, British Petroleum, British Petroleum.
Yeah.
We don't have a go at them for sending Hannah Montana over. They should get us some fire. When it comes to British Petroleum, no longer British.
Exactly. They should have put her down there and tried to clog it up.
I heard that it cost BP £15 billion in petrol. That's the bad news. The good news is they got 380 trillion nectar points. That's enough to buy the whole of Asda.
I reckon that would still only get you a toaster. You ever collected nectar points?
Yeah, I used to, and you don't get anything.
You could be there for a year and you go, oh, a CD, thanks.
No, that's not true. I got a vacuum cleaner.
How much petrol did you go through?
It wasn't a Henry, though, was it?
Oh, no.
No way. There's not enough
No.
nectar points in the world. Get a Hoover with a face on it.
OK, I asked you what news the woman in the clip had just received. What did you get?
Gordon Brown had slagged her off.
She went up to him and she said to him, "Where have all these Eastern Europeans come from, eh, Gordon? Where have all these Eastern Europeans come from?" The answer's actually in the question. It's actually quite an easy question. He could have just put that to bed with Eastern Europe. But no, he really panicked and he called her a bigoted woman when he left his microphone on.
Yeah.
He left his mic on in the car.
It could have been so much worse, couldn't it? I mean, you know, he's under that amount of pressure, he gets into the car, the mic's still on. It could have been much worse than a bigoted woman.
He might have said big-titted. We don't know for sure.
Imagine if he tried to cover it up by going, no, I said big-titted.
Yeah, but then he drove past her and threw a printer at her out the window.
So, Jonathan, Ruth, you went with bigoted lady.
Lady, we know that, yeah.
And Noel, Richard, you went with?
She's got to present Nevermind the Buttercup.
Yeah, that is Phil Jupiter's before he puts his makeup on.
I think they should make everyone keep their microphones on all the time. OK? Just to catch me, it's funny.
Most people don't have microphones on all the time. I know you exist in TV. Just keep everyone's microphones on them.
You're so showbiz. What I like is when he was in the car, and then they had to turn the car around and go to her house, and he spent an hour with her in her house, and then he came out of the house and went, I've just spent an hour with Mrs. Duffy apologising, and I'm a sinner, and that's the end of that. Then he got into his car and drove off. When I was watching on the news, I was just praying that he had then left it on again. Bloody bitch, that fat bitch. Didn't offer me a cup of tea. Gordon Ura, turn the car around! I would have liked him to let his microphone on again and again until he moved in with Mrs. Duffy.
The most embarrassing thing was it wasn't even a clip-on mic, it was a handheld.
Is this thing on? What a bitch!
OK, Dr. David Starkey recounted a tale from history. Did you work out what he was talking about?
Yes.
You did?
I think I might have, yeah.
Noel, Richard, what have you got?
I can't remember her name, but I put Geordie Chocolate Eyes.
I'm so tempted to give you that. That's sort of...
You know what I mean?
Come on. I know exactly what you mean, because she's now gone back to using her... Because she was Cheryl Cole, but now she's gone back to being Cheryl from Girls Aloud.
Oh, really?
Which is her maiden name.
Wouldn't it be great if, after this, if everyone just referred to her as Geordie Chocolate Eyes? And that became officially her name.
Geordie Chocolate Eyes?
But she has got chocolate eyes, though, so fair enough.
It's actually quite a strange bunch on the X Factor, aren't they? Because when you look at, she has got chocolate eyes, which I hadn't noticed on. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. But Simon Cowell, his head is impossibly flat. I mean, it's like, it's actually cuboid. His head is like, it's like someone's drawn a face onto a box and stuck it. I believe they were trying to make a Lego figure and they couldn't get the top of the Lego flat enough to emulate his head.
It's because he sleeps upside down.
On it?
On his head.
And let's go back over to the good doctor just to have it confirmed.
Hello, Jimmy. I was, of course, talking about the fall of the House of Cole. Oh, Ashley, you fool. You damn foolish fool.
I like that. It's Dr. David Starkey basically going, oh, you're an idiot. I definitely would have.
He's amazing.
Right, let's see how you're doing. Alan and Michael have 5. In the lead, Jonathan and Ruth with 6. Noel and Richard with 2.
Oh, dear.
Right, we've got to take a break now, so for everyone watching on new, expensive 3D TVs, this one's for you. See you in a couple of minutes. Welcome back for more Big Fat Quiz action. And so we cast off the warm jumper of March and April to reveal the pasty torso of May and June. Let's remind ourselves what happened. After offering to sell access to her ex-husband, Prince Andrew, for £500,000, Sarah Ferguson was pilloried in the press. What is it about the fat, greedy ginger parasite that people don't like? Taxi driver Derek Bird went on a gun rampage in Cumbria. Typical taxi driver, shooting across a junction. Footage of Rona Williams' journey to work along the A1 became an internet sensation because this happened.
Can you not see it?
He doesn't know.
Oh, my God.
Well, what a great, exciting way to get to work, though, eh? It's a bit like that advert where they have the big slide out the window and he goes and he gets a croissant on the way in.
I don't know. I don't know what I'd do if that happened to me. I guess just keep driving the truck.
Did they survive?
They did survive. What happened? The truck driver didn't notice that there was a car on the front of his truck.
Why did the person filming it not try to help the situation?
Because that's a brilliant thing to film.
Wouldn't it be lovely, like Alton Towers, and when you reach your destination, you actually pick a photo of it? You're like, woo!
OK, question time. To kick things off, we have another guest question. So it's over to Simon Pegg.
Hi, Jimmy. Here's a question. 28-year-old Anna Chapman gained worldwide notoriety this year when her secret was revealed. Question is, what was that secret?
Anna Chapman.
Anna Chapman, what was her secret? Worldwide notoriety.
Oh,
See the Stig.
Okay. From June this year, where could you try a fainting fancy, buy some screaming yo-yo, or a chocolate frog?
What?
I knew chocolate frog would wake you up. From June onwards, you could buy those things. You could test them.
Oh, come on, look, Michael.
I don't know what... I really don't know what's going on question 2. I don't know. Your mouth is moving and I can't make any sense of it.
You might as well be speaking Iranian to him or something. You've got no idea what's going on, have you?
No, fainting fit.
Not a fainting fit.
What?
A fainting fancy is like a really famous thing. A chocolate frog.
A chocolate frog?
It's a famous thing. It couldn't be a bigger thing.
All right. No, just patronising. No idea.
I'm not being patronising, I'm being condescending.
Yeah, OK.
I'm bored of this question.
What can we say? What is it?
Alan, Michael, you've got to write something down.
OK.
So where do you think you could have got...
No, you must
Where do you think you could get a chocolate frog from? OK. After playing Nicholas Mahut at this year's Wimbledon, John Eisner said he could have eaten 12 Big Macs. Why was he so hungry?
Were they Big McEnroes that he could eat?
Were they Big McEnroes? Stop it, you.
Oh, I'm having fun.
I was at the tennis when the roof shut for the first time. I accidentally leant on the button. It did shut and everyone was really excited. It was really boring though. It just went... It took ages and it was like, this is history! And I was like, oh, I'm going to get another Pimm's.
OK, right. In May, there was the small matter of a complete change of government. Let's remind ourselves how it happened.
We're going at it all night, all day. That's how we're going to win this election.
I agree with Nick. See, I agree with Nick. See, I agree with Nick.
Gordon says Nick agrees with Gordon, and Nick says Nick doesn't agree with Gordon.
Someone has just handed me the tape. Let's play it and see if we can hear it.
She's just a sort of bigoted woman. It's my intention to tender my resignation to the Queen.
Her Majesty the Queen has asked me to form a new government, and I have accepted.
Once asked what your favourite joke was, you replied, Nick Clegg.
I'm afraid I did once. We're all...
Lovely to see civil partnerships in the news. OK, that was the general election, but what can you tell me why 600 people in Chester, 200 people in Sheffield and 150 people in Hackney were particularly angry on polling day?
That'll do.
You got it? You good? You happy? You ready for answers? You got it? You got something?
I just found some chewing gum under my chair. I was got really angry for about a minute and realised it was me and Russell 2 years ago. Who's done that? Oh, that was me. That's fine.
OK, let's have some answers. Let's get some answers done. Simon Pegg wanted to know how the gorgeous Anna Chapman made the news. Did anyone remember?
We thought she was the Stig.
They also think she was the Stig.
Yeah, but we meant Stig of the dump.
OK, Jonathan, Ruth, you've gone for...
The sexy spy lady.
OK, yeah, she was a spy. You got that
Very
right?
sexy.
Yes. I'm afraid you guys got that wrong. OK, next one. I asked you where you could try a fainting fancy, buy some screaming yo-yo and buy a chocolate frog. Noel and Richard.
Dixon's. We went for Dixon's.
What do you mean we? You went for Dixon's.
Yeah.
Dixon's not even still going, is it? Why don't you just put Rumbelows?
Jonathan and Ruth, where do you think you could buy a screaming yo-yo, a fainting fancy and a chocolate frog?
I know this. Ruth wasn't sure because she has never seen a Harry Potter film, which I find almost impossible to believe.
Or read a book.
No, not me.
Pretty sure.
What? You're
me.
in some of them. Severus Snape.
Was that good?
You're very good in them. But anyway, Harry Potter Land has opened at Universal Studios in Orlando. I went there in the summer. It is, if you like the books and the film, there's no other place you want to be.
You went there in the summer?
Yes, we had a fantastic time. Drank some butterbeer. I drank a lot of butterbeer.
I've got a picture of that. I've literally... Look at that.
That's really good, really thick.
Your eyes look quite odd
I was drunk on butterbeer.
Alan and Michael, what did you go for here?
Piss flaps.
Okay, Alex. Okay, I'll accept that.
You told me to write something, so I did. Say me if you don't like what you say. It's not the wittiest thing I've ever said, but I was stressed, weren't I? I thought, quick, piss that.
You kept saying, write something.
I'm very disappointed in you two.
Sorry.
What, is that not the right answer?
Okay. I asked you why John Eisner was so hungry after playing Nicolas Mahut at this year's Wimbledon. What did you all put?
It went on and on and on. It went on for that. What was the final score? Something like...
Okay, well, it was the longest tennis match in history.
Ever.
They played 183 games. It took 11 hours and 5 minutes.
They look like a tennis ventriloquist act, don't they?
Okay, Alan and Michael, did you...
Yeah, the longest tennis match.
Longest match, pretty good. Okay, and you went with Nolan Richard?
I put he'd just had sexy times.
Is that what it's called in your house?
Yes, 6 o'clock to 6:15. So we just put an egg timer out. And when the sound's gone, so are we.
Okay, I wanted to know why 600 people in Chester, 200 people in Sheffield and 150 people in Hackney were so angry on polling day. Did you get this?
Because they live in those places.
They closed the booths.
They closed the booths?
Yeah.
You've got a strange voice, haven't you? Because sometimes it's all high and pretty like a flute. Other times, they close the booths.
Pretty like a flute.
Yes, do a high bit.
We'll focus on the positive.
See, that's nice. That's a nice voice.
Alan comes with a range, whereas you're either Guy Fawkes or Hitler.
Okay, what did you go for, Jonathan? Ruth, what did you go for?
Hitler.
The whole range.
They were angry on polling day
I'm
because
proud
they
of the way
couldn't
you
find a
talk.
poll.
They couldn't find a poll. No. Noel and Richard have probably got it. Okay, 600 people in Chester, 200 people in Sheffield, 150 people in Hackney.
Angry because they got bitten by a horse. The same horse, Jimmy. That horse was busy that day.
Biting and galloping around.
My sister actually got bitten by a zebra.
Oh.
This feels like overhearing something in a doctor's surgery now.
How did the zebra get close enough to
We
bite
were in France. We were in one of these kind of outdoor
France,
zoo
where the
type of
zebra
things.
roam.
Jimmy, while we're doing animal-related stories, I know someone who went into anaphylactic shock because she was at London Zoo and she has a nut allergy, and as she walked past the elephant enclosure, the elephant reached out and, having recently eaten peanuts, kissed her on the face, and she went... Poof, poof, poof.
I know
From an
her.
elephant's trunk.
I know her.
Do you?
Anaphylactic. I used to go out with her. We met bobbing for our pools.
Jimmy, actually, when I thinking back now, when I was about 7, a llama nearly ate my hair at the zoo.
All of it?
But I was really small, so it almost lifted me off the floor. It's like...
The interesting thing about that is still how Noel gets his hair cut. He's done by llamas.
I was absolutely furious. I had to be calmed down by the teacher. I don't know what I thought I was going to do.
I punched a goat in the face once.
I could believe that from you. Is that true?
I was in a petting zoo with my children, and this goat started being too rough with my little boy. He knocked him over, and I went, right, and I was looking, I went, boom, and I knocked the goat over. I'll be honest, this doesn't show me the good light, but it was a baby goat. That baby goat learned a valuable lesson that day.
I can tell you the Daily Mail headline is going to be Jonathan Ross punches kid. OK, let's have a look at the scores. I can tell you that Alan and Michael have 7 points. Jonathan and Ruth are in the lead with 9 points. Surprisingly, Noel and Richard trailing behind with 2 points. So, it's the part of the show where I introduce a mystery guest. I want you, the panellists, to tell me who they are and why they made the news this year. Please welcome our mystery guest. OK, ladies and gentlemen, this is Darryl, and he is the owner of the, I don't want to give it away, mammal. He's the owner of the mammal in question. What I want to know is How did they make the news?
I'm incredibly allergic to those mammals.
Incredibly allergic?
Yes.
Well, this is going to be much funnier than even we thought.
Is the question, what mammal is this? Because I might know.
Do you know what annoys me about cats and dogs? You stroke them, and that's it. That's the level I'm involved in. That's where this massage is at. And then they just turn over and go, happy ending? No.
Darryl, has he accidentally stumbled upon your relationship with the cat?
No.
Was this cat in the news?
Yeah.
I know!
It's not just show and tell, Michael. I was just worried. I've got a friend called Darren. He's got a cat. Stick him in the show. That'd be fantastic.
Has the cat changed its identity or look recently? Because if it's the cat I think it is, I think the cat looked quite differently.
Did the cat used to be a dog?
Was the cat involved in a clip on the internet?
Yes.
Does it play the keyboards?
No.
Oh, it's not that cat that speaks that goes, oh, what's that? I've seen that
I've seen the
Darryl,
speaking cat.
don't be alarmed. I'm pretty sure that only
cat
happens
is
in Noel's head.
amazing.
OK, so you've got to write down how you think
we got to write
the
down.
cat made the news.
That cat looks like he's ready to sort of leap off you at any second now. He's running out.
You can have a wander around if you want.
Well, not if he doesn't want to get punched.
Everyone finished? Well, without further ado, let's go to the answers. So, Alan, Michael, what have you got?
We think it's the cat that was put into the bin.
In a wheelie bin.
It's horrible to say it out loud. by
Okay,
that
and Jonathan Ruth?
person, woman.
Well, Ruth wrote the cat was rescued from a bin, which I think shows her in a good light because she immediately cut to the happy ending part of the story. But I then feel that it was initially put in the bin by a mad woman.
OK, and Noel and Richard?
Was dropped in a bin. The game's right.
Was dropped in a bin?
Yes.
Noel and Richard have got it right. Darryl. Oh, let's have a clip. If it's not, could you just guard Lola's eyes so she doesn't see? I don't want her watching this. Let's have a look and see what happened. Thank you.
It's unbelievable. Surely not.
Why would you do that?
No, look, she's mental. Look, she's...
It's still shocking, isn't it? It's still, you just...
Do you think she's allergic to them?
I think you've played this all wrong. I think this round should have been the woman coming out here, then we had to guess who she was, and then Jonathan Ross could have punched her in the face. You played this wrong.
That was a much better idea. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Darryl and Lola the cat. Give them a round of applause. Well, join us after the break, or the cat gets it. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz. It's summer, and the hazy heat, the gentle waft of smoke, and the smell of roasting meat can only mean one thing. Your house is on fire. Let's remind ourselves of what happened in July and August. The Vatican said that the ordination of women was a sin on a par with paedophilia. Well, they'd know. There was anger over plans to build a mosque at Ground Zero in New York. To this day, it remains the most controversial ever episode of Grand Designs. Right, ready for some questions?
Yeah.
Of course you are, OK. Can you tell me who made an unexpected late-night trip to the Hampstead branch of Snappy Snaps in July this year? Come on, you've got to fight back.
What for? What for?
For glory. There's a prize.
There's no glory.
There is glory if you win. Come on. You
All
can
right.
do this.
We're trying hard now.
Well, try your hard. You could do this.
Look,
you could
Jimmy,
come back. You can make them look like fools.
I was on the street, someone put me in a bin, and then when they opened it, I was here. I hadn't asked for it.
That is how we booked Noel Fielding. Have a look at this clip of Boris Johnson. What on earth is he talking about?
Who'd have thought last year that we were going to have this thing on the international agenda? This is now, I think, going to be the subject of intensifying national controversy. I know that there are moves to ban it, and I'm under some pressure to say now that we will not have them at the Olympics. At the moment, I have to say I'm undecided. It's obviously a very, very intoxicating thing to parp, and people love parping it. I'm told that they are increasingly popular in London, and we're going to have to look at it.
All right, so what was he talking about? That's always the question I ask whenever I see him. OK. And for our next question, it's over to the stars of Channel 4's Excellent Misfits.
Hi, Jimmy. Now, as you know, we all play characters with superpowers in Misfits. But can you tell me which unlikely pundit's predictive powers gained him worldwide fame during the World Cup?
Is his superpower the tight perm? It's exactly the sort of thing you would guess. It's that crazy.
Is it?
Lord only knows what they're writing down. OK. The country was gripped by the dramatic standoff between gunman Raoul Moat and the police, which took a bizarre twist when Paul Gascoigne turned up to try to help. Can you name 3 things Paul Gascoigne brought with him?
Yes.
So what did Paul Gascoigne bring along to try and help the Raoul Moat situation? OK, and for the next question, it's back to the kids of Mitchell Brook Primary School for another one of their one-of-a-kind school plays.
Welcome to our show about cars. This is our secret friend. Oh no, now people will know. You are spoiling it. I'll sort this out. You're not allowed. Actually, you are allowed. It's me. Bombshell.
OK, answers. I asked you who took an unexpected trip to Snappy Snaps in Hampstead. OK, you've gone for Alan and Michael?
George Michael.
Which is the correct answer. That is right. You've gone for John.
Well, we've got inside information. George Michael, Wham, just in case people didn't remember. Yog, because Yog is his nickname.
Where did you find this out? Was it on a piece of graffiti in Hampstead somewhere?
Yog is his nickname.
What does Yog... Does it mean something?
I don't know.
Yo, G.
No, it's Yog.
Yo,
G, blur.
Yo, G. You're about the least urban person in the world. And I know it's Yog because I've been... OK, I'm dropping it. I've been in his house when people have called him that name. He didn't know I was there. But... No, I've been round his house since he came out from his little spell away. That's what I know. He actually phoned me while he was inside.
Inside what?
Did he say, can you keep my moustache and beard while I'm in prison?
I just smuggle it out for him.
Noel, Richard, what did you go with?
Wham bar.
I'm going to give you that. I think you knew the answer clearly.
Yeah.
Have we got a picture? Have we got a picture of him?
Is that graffiti done in pencil? I mean, is that a preliminary sketch and they're going to see how it is and then go back in? Do it in pencil first. I'm not sure about it. Is that funny? Yeah, it's good.
Like a midget Banksy.
So you're saying...
Point out also that of all the shops on the high street to crash into, Snappy Snaps is the most visible.
I don't think he chose the shop he was going to crash
But if
into.
you're gonna
he
not
wasn't
see
cruising up and down going, which one will it be tonight?
He definitely was cruising up and down saying, which one will it be tonight? That's exactly what he was doing. OK. We saw Boris Johnson rabbiting on about something or other. What did you think he was talking about? Jonathan, you went for...
OK, no, I didn't go for anything. You can guess which one of us wrote this down.
And she's shifting uncomfortably even now.
Not uncomfortably.
Ruth, you went with bumming. I guess you didn't know what he was talking about there.
I mean, look at his face now.
OK, Noel, he's tiny...
Balls.
I like bird's eye peas. I've seen them.
You know, like when you see them in the freezer and they've escaped from the bag and they've gone in on themselves. We're looking at that.
His tiny frozen balls.
And they're also green.
I'm going to have to say you're wrong. You don't get a point for that.
Oh, come on.
Michael and Alan, what do you think?
Vuvuzela.
Is that a lady place? What? Vuvuzela.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
What did you say? For JJ?
Is that when you decorate your vagina? Is that it?
No, that's ring, isn't it?
Vajazzle, yeah.
Vajazzle?
He was talking about vajazzling at the Olympics, making it a sport. The 100-metre vajazzle.
I am so watching that.
Oh, I know.
Let's hear from the man himself.
I'm not going to diss the Vuvuzela. It's a fantastic, you know. It's a wonderful.
Some skill there.
Well, it's not easy. It's not difficult.
Vuvuzela was the right answer. OK.
Oh, good.
OK, the Misfits asked you who showed uncanny powers of prediction during the World Cup. What did you put? Alan and Michael, you've gone for...
Octopus.
Jonathan?
We put Octopussy from Germany. What's his name for an extra point, Jimmy? Bluey?
No, but I will take a point away because he was called Paul.
The German word for Paul is blowy.
No, Richard. What did you
I
go
put
with?
that German snail, but I meant octopus.
So genuinely, that was just a stab-in-the-dark guess, and you got to German snail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about blowy or whatever, blowy, whatever it's called. And
Good old blowy.
Why Paul the octopus? Sounds like a dickhead.
Let's go back to the Misfits and find out for sure.
The answer was, of course, Paul the Psychic Octopus, who correctly predicted the outcome of World Cup matches.
I seem a little bit miffed we didn't know it.
Be so
OK, I asked you what Gaza brought Raoul Moat during his standoff with the police. Did you get it?
We went for... Fishing rod, chicken and lager.
Those are all correct. You could have also had a dressing gown.
Did he bring him a dressing gown?
He brought him... I'm amazed that it ended in tragedy because he brought him some chicken, some lager, a fishing rod and a dressing gown. We should send Gaza to the Middle East. He's really got some ideas. He's thinking outside the box. You went for chicken, lager, fishing rod. You got that as well,
Well, we
Jonathan?
put football as well, but...
OK. He didn't bring the football, but you still get it. OK. Noel and Richard went with?
Remote control parrots.
So is that two separate answers, remote control and parrots?
No.
Don't be an idiot.
Remote control parrots, Tizer and corks.
But he did have two remote control parrots.
Sorry, this is Paul Gascoigne had remote control parrots?
Yeah, he's got two. Remote control parrots, that is massive. That's the best thing I've ever heard. And I looked on the internet to get some, and you can't get them. I don't know where he got them from.
I bought them all up the week before.
OK, we asked the children of Mitchellbrook Primary School to present another one of their unique school plays. What do you think they were acting out?
The
In
Stig.
Nativity, with
The
the little
Stig.
baby Richard Hammond. OK, you gone with the Stig. Jonathan?
We went
Ruth?
with the Stig identity crisis.
And you went for Noel and
Barry
Richard.
Sheen. Just demonstrate that you can actually do calligraphy with this pen.
Barry Sheen in calligraphy. I don't see how that could be any more wrong. OK, well, the answer was, of course, the Stig. OK, now for a special bonus round. I'm going to show you stills from 3 of this year's biggest movies, which have all been subtly improved. Can you tell me what the films are? OK.
Oh, that's hard. Why would you
there's
do
the
that,
first.
Jimmy? Why would you take a beautiful family image and rape it?
I think that's better. That is better than it was. OK, the second one? I should have got that right. And the third? OK, you get a point here. You get a point for each film. Noel, Richard, surely to God you can get one of those.
I'm really glad I'm on Jonathan's team, because the last time I think I went to the cinema was probably to see Star Wars in 1978.
OK, well, without further ado, I can tell you... OK, that was Toy Story 3, Alice in Wonderland. Again, because they made her forehead big, but mine is naturally like that. And the last one from Kick-Ass. I could play a 7-year-old. I've got a youthful skin. OK, well, let's see what you got, OK?
He's a film director.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Toy Story 3, Alice in Wonderland, Kick-Ass, they've got it absolutely right. As have Alan and Michael and Jonathan and Ruth,
Okay.
but I'm much more impressed with you. Well done.
I'm going to leave now.
Leave on a high.
Not even joking.
OK, you all got those right. Let's have a quick look at the scores. I can tell you that Alan and Michael have 16, Jonathan and Ruth are in the lead with 17, Noel and Richard, 7. Join us after the break when we'll be finding out the results of the paternity test. Can't wait. So, welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of the year, and we're back to school with September and October. Let's remind you what was going on. Wayne Rooney was in the Doghouse. You know, the Doghouse. It's Liverpool's premier brothel. Colleen was worried that Wayne was up to his old tricks again, but on this occasion, it turned out to be 2 young tricks at the same time. William Hague denied rumours he was gay after sharing a hotel room with a male colleague. So William Hague's not gay. To be honest, I was more surprised when I found out he wasn't a giant baby. Right, let's have a look at some more questions. Time for another guest question. This time it's from Big Fat Quiz's BFF, Russell Brand.
Hello, Jimmy. I'm sorry I can't be there with you to be on Big Fat Quiz of the Year. I no longer live on a conventional calendar or acknowledge New Year's, Christmas festivities. I've got my own calendar now. It's based on a decimal system. But I have decided to participate in your Big Fat Quiz and your big fat money spinning career by asking a question to the people there. Hello, Richard Ayoade. Hello, Michael McIntyre. Hello, Jonathan. Jonathan! The question is this. We all know that a pope came to our country this year. Believe it was in, September. But how did a cardinal cause offence to our people, the people of Britain, by saying a thing that was offended to us? What was the thing that was said? Answer it, remember it, then say it. I'll do a funny version first, but then say it.
God love him. OK, so what did a cardinal say? A cardinal said something pretty bad about this great nation.
I know it. I told him, and he couldn't believe that the cardinal would say such a thing.
Well, I know. Didn't I?
I just turned that into, like, some gossip, didn't I?
I'm shocked by it.
It's pretty bad, isn't it? It's pretty bad.
Out of order.
OK, so have a look at this 5-star shithole. Can you tell me where it is? This is from the brochure.
That's horrible, isn't it? What is it? Is that a sink?
Here's another guest question. This time, it's from Jamie Oliver, everyone's favourite chef.
Hi, Jimmy. Last year, I spent a whole load of time teaching Americans how to do something a bit different with food. Can the teams tell me how one American put 40 pounds of Argentinian grilling steak to good use at a big award ceremony?
Oh, what did he say?
That was easy.
How you doing, Richard? You all right?
I don't know, I've drifted off a bit, to be honest. But,
I didn't...
Yeah.
Didn't it?
Generally.
Do you think
Good,
they ate
you're
it
just checking in. Just
Oh,
seeing
yeah,
everything's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. Now, I tell you what, actually, it's very hard in our place to get the cold water pressure up. Do you know what I mean? In the shower, and it's just a nightmare. Other than that, it's fine. You know, as in it's very hot, the shower, and we actually have to run the hot water just to, you know, take the edge off.
This isn't for you lot, this is just the...
Just checking in with how Richard's doing. Apparently the cold water pressure, not great, but we'll try and... I guess we'll just have to, you know, soldier on.
Sorry, I just made the mistake of genuinely responding to your question, which I thought was I thought that was an inquiry.
I always imagined you as a bath man. You have showers?
Are you high up? Is your flat high up?
It is, but the cold water... It can't reach high enough.
Well, the cold water might be in a tank above, even.
We don't have a tank. I took the tank out. That might be the problem. I took the tank out.
Why would you take the tank out?
Because I wanted to put a big beanbag.
Rather than a water tank?
Yeah.
Can you not get a plumber?
This is what I was looking for. I can get a plumber, but I want a reliable one, Ruth.
Get a Welsh one. Get a Welsh one.
I live in London.
No.
I have a plumber for you.
Has anyone got any clue what we're meant to be doing at this point?
We were just about to solve it. Richard, I have a plumber.
He's got his own plumber.
OK, time for another Say What You See question. There will be some pictures. You will say what you see. No one will talk about baths or showers. No one. OK, time for another Say What You See question. Can you tell me what the headline is?
Oh, not one of these again. Oh, for God's sake, Jimmy.
Come on, get something down.
Oh, my God!
Almost inadvertently done it.
OK.
Can I just say, someone on Facebook is pretending to be me, and they put a picture of a scan on the other day and said, oh, James Corden sent me a picture of his baby scan, as if I would do that.
Oh, that's
So
outrageous.
can I just say, I'm
Well,
not
that
even
was
on
me,
Facebook.
sorry.
Well, stop it.
I was told by someone on Twitter to get a life, and the person who said it called herself the real Anne Boleyn. Pretending to be a dead Tudor.
OK, Russell Brand asked you how a cardinal caused offence ahead of the Pope's visit. OK, Alan and Michael, what do you think the cardinal said?
He said that we were like a third world country.
Jonathan, Ruth?
I didn't have any clue of this at all.
I thought it was probably to do with condoms, because he usually is harping on about that and saying they're a sin, isn't he?
OK, Richard and Noel, what did you go?
We wrote Iggy Pope.
You'd go.
And I drew a Pope and then crossed his face out. Couldn't look at his stupid face. And I said, the Pope said we were wank.
OK, let's go back to Russell Brand and see what the answer was.
The correct answer to that question, now that you've indulged yourselves in ridiculous and unnecessary banter, probably writing things down, doing drawings. Me and Noel Fielding started that. No one used to do funny drawings before me and Noel Fielding done it the first time we were on, which we won, quite rightly. The answer is that Cardinal Walter Casper said arriving in Britain is sometimes like arriving in a third world country. He said that about us. And they don't want us to bring down the church and all religions. Happy Christmas!
Russell, everyone. Nice to see you. Yeah, where is he now? Sad, really. I asked you where these grotty photos were taken. What did you have?
Premier in York.
Oh, Alan. Lenny Henry lives there.
I know. He was coming out as I was going in.
We thought, was this in the news? This is where the Commonwealth Games, the hotels that people that stay for the Commonwealth Games.
This was basically the athletes' village is where these photos were taken. And this was about a week before, or 10 days before, the games were due to start, and they were in this condition. Noel and Richard, where did you think these photos were taken?
We put Michael's.
That's my house.
But not Mike.
No.
Not you.
Bublé. Don't cross that out. You've not been there.
Jamie Oliver wanted to know which American made use of 40 pounds of steak at an awards ceremony. Anyone remember?
Lady Gaga's dress.
Wonderful. OK, Jonathan, Ruth?
We said Lady Gaga's... We put Lady Gaga, because we got excited by the thought of Lady Gaga. Her dress.
OK, and Noel and Richard?
What did you put?
I put he grilled it first off.
And then I put Gaga bra underneath.
OK, let's go over to Jamie and see what he thought it was.
Of course, it was Lady Gaga. She wore an entire dress made out of meat. It's not that weird, because actually, I've got a nice pair of pants made out of pork. It's normal.
So you all got that exactly wrong. Well done, everyone.
Was it actual... It was actual beef, mate.
It was actual beef.
But the thing is, when she was sat down, right, did she have knickers on? And if she didn't, that means she was actually sitting and her fufu was on some actual beef.
It was apparently an anti-war statement.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's clear, wasn't it? OK, next up was the Say What You See puzzle. What did you get?
Alan got this.
Yeah.
Go.
Alan got this.
Cricket match fixing scandal.
Wow.
Come on. OK, Jonathan, Ruth, you got that?
We got cricket match fix scandal.
Fine, that will do. Noel and Richard?
We got a cricket match, then we ran out of steam, so I just drew Jimmy Savile.
That's uncanny. I think it looks like
That's
it.
pretty good, actually.
OK, let's have a quick look at the scores. Let's just quickly check in. Alan and Michael have 19 points. Jonathan and Ruth are just ahead with 20 points. Noel and Richard have got 8. OK, now as a special treat, we've got a bonus round all about this year's television. Before the invention of TV, people had to entertain themselves by watching talent shows or dancing competitions. All that's changed now, of course. Let's have a look at some of this year's highlights.
Just a small town girl. Starship Whittaker. She took the midnight train going anywhere.
This.
I'm the doctor.
It's your ultimate housemates, Brian!
The name's Sherlock Holmes and the address is 221B Baker Street.
OK, you saw a clip from Ultimate Big Brother there, which featured the memorable housemates from across all the series. But what improbable explanation did everyone's favourite screaming half-wit, Nikki Graham, suggest for fellow housemate Nadia's apparent grumpiness? And the clue is, it was improbable.
OK.
You got that? OK. Junior Apprentice aired this year, giving a group of teenagers the chance to kickstart their business careers. But what reason did 17-year-old Tim Ankers give for not making enough cheese snack boxes?
Sorry, what apprentice?
Oh, the Junior Apprentice.
This was Junior Apprentice. You know, the young... Did you not see it? It was
Junior
amazing.
Apprentice?
Yes,
It was incredible.
Alan Sugar was hiring children. You're not allowed to hire children.
No wonder the economy's fucked.
Let me ask you a question. If you... Because, like, they're looking for the next wave of entrepreneurs and businessmen. And you are both brilliant comedians. But if you didn't do that, could you get a job, do you think? What would you do? I can't imagine you having a proper job, Michael. Have you ever had a job in the real world?
Am I on the Jonathan Ross show?
No, no. No one's on the fucking Jonathan Ross show anymore.
I've had jobs. I took raisins off the back of a lorry for fruit and fibre.
You took raisins off the back of a lorry? Is that where they grow them?
They're in boxes. I'll work through me lunch.
Do you know what I would do if I wasn't what I do? I would like to marry people, like be a registrar.
That's nice.
I think it's a bigamist or something.
I did work in a bakery for one day. But the boss went off, and when he came out, I was lying down eating cakes.
Oh, the best thing about that is I know 100% absolutely true.
So true, it's brilliant.
OK, all right, have you all got something for these? Final one. Take a look at this clip from this year's I'm a Celebrity.
You're all right, okay? Just a couple of deep breaths. Good girl. OK.
We'll explain exactly what's going on, OK?
I feel really ill.
Let's get Bob in.
OK, that was Gillian McKeith there from How Clean Is Your Poo, or whatever. Whatever nonsense she used to present, the made-up doctor. Made-up... I'm more of a doctor than she is. Anyway, Gillian McKeith there, but can you name 3 things she smuggled into the jungle in her knickers?
Oh, I know one.
And when I say smuggled into the jungle in her knickers, that is not a euphemism. Genuinely, she smuggled stuff into the jungle in her knickers. Have a guess, come on. OK, all right, here we go. I wanted to know what explanation Nikki gave for Nadia's grumpiness in Ultimate Big Brother. Did anyone get this?
We thought period. She might have thought she was menstruating.
OK.
And that's because you gave us a heavy clue there.
I did give you a clue there, Jonathan. Interestingly, Richard and Noel decided to ignore that heavy clue, and they went with...
Hay fever?
I've never watched Big Brother, and look at her face. Why would I want to watch that?
She is hilarious. All right, I'll show you what she said. Have a little look at this.
You know what Nadia's like when she's trying to talk? It's almost like she kind of talks quite loudly. And it was only a plate, do you know what I mean? But in this house, it sends you crazy, doesn't it?
Maybe Nadia's on her period.
Yeah. Unlikely, but maybe.
Michael, you went with...
Pregnant.
No, well, we said she was on her period.
And you spell that
You
how?
just cheated.
Spelt that our way.
No, OK, you put pregnant. OK, I asked you for the explanation Tim Ankers gave for his poor cheese-selling abilities. What did you put?
We put child labour is wrong.
How did you put a statement rather than the actual answer.
OK. Incredibly. Jonathan and Ruth, you've gone for...
It was too windy. I love that show. He was making it out there. When they asked, I'm sure that's the answer, and he said it was too windy, which had nothing to do with making cheese rolls, but obviously it was the thing he remembered for his nice day out.
OK. Noel and Richard, you... Incredibly...
He said wind and I added windy pops.
I saw that situation. There's no way he could have done it under those conditions. It was... I mean, it was gale force, Jimmy. Gale force.
It was very blustery.
The problem was he had crackers and they were just flying out like hail.
Because they are lighter than you think, crackers,
They're lighter than wind, is the problem.
Let's have a look.
I know it's like a small thing, but it was like a wind tunnel behind us. I was doing the packed lunches, but then, there were customers waiting, so I thought it's more important to get those
Didn't you sell them
customers.
straight away as soon as you made them?
Yeah, they were going like hotcakes.
Why didn't you make any more then?
I wanted to make more.
Well, who stopped you?
The customers being there weren't enough people in the store.
Oh, not the wind now, then?
And the... Yeah,
and the
of
wind
course, the wind.
also.
Yeah. Wind is my least favourite weather type.
That is my best thing ever.
Wind is my least
My least favourite. I mean, we've all got a top 3 least favourite weather types.
That's amazing.
OK. All right, did anyone get what Gillian McKeith was smuggling into the jungle in her knickers? OK, Jonathan and Ruth?
Oh, yes.
Spices.
Spices. Herbs and spices.
What's her name?
She's called Gillian McKeith.
Oh, I thought it was Rod Hull.
No, she did not. Ruth just said to me... Jesus. Ruth didn't say that. She said, did she put them up?
Ruth! Joe.
Well, it seems like that's what they do going through airports, isn't it?
No, we're finding all about your past now, aren't we?
Noel and Richard, what did you go with?
Shaun Ryder.
A clock.
And you've also gone with Richard?
A clock and rubies.
Alan, Michael, what did you get for this?
Well, we did salt, George Foreman, lean mean grilling machine. The expression on her face, you can see, look.
I think she's left it on by mistake.
Oh, yes.
I can tell you, well, you could have had miso soup, dry and liquid, stock cubes, rock salt, dried herbs, nettle tea bags, chilli and garlic powder. In Gillian's defence, all of those things should be stored in a dry, cold place.
It's like a really dirty, ready, steady cook, isn't it? So
what have you got?
Well...
OK, now, because you've been so good, we've got a special guest for you. One of this year's breakout stars. It's Mr. Louis Spence.
Yeah! Nice to see you. Look at you.
Frisky. Louis, you look fantastic as ever.
Yeah, I do, don't I?
Of course
I
you
made
do.
an effort, unlike you.
I made an effort for you.
Yeah, but come on, it's meant to be the new year, isn't it? A bit of sparkle or something, you boring fart.
Can I ask Louis a question? I was just wondering if you had to come out to your parents.
Babe, I was born out. I just came out like this.
OK, now, Louis, you're here for a reason.
Yeah.
You're going to, as a gift to the nation, you're going to enact one of the biggest news stories of the year in interpretive dance.
Yeah.
And our panel have to guess what the news story is. So I'm going to step back because I imagine this is going to get physical. You ready for this? OK. Louis Spence, everyone. Music.
Jesus Christ!
This is a long fucking event.
I think I've popped a button.
Judges' comments?
Powerful.
OK, you've got to write down what was the news story. I mean, that was an incredible piece of... It was more a piece of theatre.
Remarkable.
Beautiful, Louis.
I was moved to
I
tears.
was very moved.
Definitely.
I know what Alan's thinking.
That was my favourite bit.
Happy.
See, I don't need to...
It's hilarious.
Oh,
go far.
I've got a bit dizzy. OK.
I can't believe Louis Spence is here. I'm so excited.
Alan, what have you put?
Jane McDonald leaving loose women. It was that bit across the thing. That was it. I thought that's Jane.
Jonathan and Ruth,
we think this was Wayne Rooney's baby being conceived, and then over here it was being born. And it was excited by the
I'm
interest.
signing autographs.
Well, I mean, our last hope is Noel and Richard.
I didn't even get a chance to touch the pen.
You thought it was Downton Abbey?
Yeah.
You thought that dance was about Downton Abbey?
Yeah, one.
So clearly, he was the Chilean miners. How did you not get... Did you get that, ladies and gentlemen? They all got that. I thought that was an incredible piece of interpretive dance. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Mr. Louis Spence. Not going to get any better than that. Sorry. Oh, no, we're going to do scores. Alan and Michael have 20 points. Jonathan and Ruth are in the lead with 23. Noel and Richard have 9 points. Well, Louis has promised to polish up my Charleston. So we're going to have a quick break. See you in 2.
Foster's sponsors original comedy on 4.
Deathly Hallows Part 1 is spellbinding.
Dobby, so good to see you again.
With breathtaking excitement.
I like her very much.
In cinemas now.
At Santander, we believe in giving something back to our customers. So if you have a mortgage, savings or investment with us, you can open a unique zero current account. With no fees if you exceed your overdraft. No fees from us for using your debit card anywhere in the world. And if you're not already a Santander current account customer, we'll also give you £100 when you switch. The zero current account. It's our way of saying thank you. Together, we are Santander.
Hello. With the Freeview Plus box, you can record one show while watching another. So you can be here, while your box is recording here. Here, box recording here. Here, here. Here, here. Here, here. Here, here. Buy today, watch today, free forever.
People have a lot of misconceptions about California, but none of them are really true.
None of them.
They think we're all surfers.
We're celebrities. That we're all into yoga.
And that everyone owns a winery.
Or skateboard.
And that we all drive convertibles.
Where do they get these ideas? Like how we all live in bikinis and act like rock stars.
You want to know the truth about California?
Get out here. We'll show you how we roll.
Start your trip at visitcalifornia.co.uk.
Think. What could happen when you step into a world that's, quite simply, inspiring? The Open University, a world apart from any other way of learning.
Are you still paying full price for your train ticket on the day? People buying advance fare tickets at thetrainline.com saved an average of 43%. Now you can check train times and buy tickets on most mobiles. Text the train line to 86688 for our free app.
I'm no good at chatting up and I always get ripped off. Enough to drive me to the brink, I don't do no washing up. But you will always find you in the kitchenette party. You will always find you in the kitchenette party. You will always find you in the kitchenette party.
With 974 half-price offers now at Sainsbury's, you can fill your cupboards without emptying your pockets. Now that's value where it matters.
Back to the Big Fat Quiz, now on 4, and there's very strong language and adult humour.
Foster's. Sponsors original comedy on 4.
Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of the year. As the fireworks of November career uncontrollably into the hedge of December, let's remind ourselves what happened all those months ago. George W. Bush released his memoirs. They remain to this day Spellcheck's greatest ever achievement. Students took to the streets to protest at increased tuition fees. Students will find it very hard to find a job if they were involved in the rioting, or if they weren't. Ireland's economy effectively went bust. The situation has got so bad, they've put in place a special task force to start double-checking the ends of rainbows. Let's crack on with the final part of the quiz. Yeah. Right. Of course, it wouldn't be the Big Fat Quiz without a news flash from Jon Snow in the Channel 4 newsroom. He's got a special bulletin here based on one of the year's biggest songs. Over to you, John.
A deranged aristocrat and her ample-booted companion have complained to the authorities after being bombarded with nuisance phone calls. The pair issued a plea for the prankster to stop calling, revealing that he had caused a series of interruptions to their daily routine. Most annoyingly, ringing them in the club when they're sipping that bub. When asked to comment, one of the victims, famed for her eccentric attire, said, "I'm kind of busy. Stop phoning me. Hey, hey, hey."
OK, so what song is Jon Snow going on about? Come on, it's a big hit.
Oh, is it? Sounds right. We've lost. There's no point.
OK. In December, angry activists launched revenge attacks on websites such as Amazon, PayPal, MasterCard and Visa. Who are they defending?
Oh.
Iowadi's on it. OK, but I think Jonathan's got it, I think.
Oh, yeah.
OK. Have a look at this amazing piece of Taiwanese news footage. Can you tell me what story is being reenacted here?
英国威廉王子宣布，明年将跟女友凯特·米德顿结婚。哈利王子会取代哥哥，成为英国最受欢迎的单身汉吗？威廉与凯特在圣安德鲁斯大学认识，据说凯特很照顾威廉，让他融入学生的生活。不久前，凯特的家人到苏格兰做客，学习皇家事务。两人爱情长跑8年，威廉终于在肯亚向凯特求婚。
OK, what news story was that? OK. Radio 4's James Naughtie landed himself in hot water after mispronouncing someone's name and accidentally swearing in the process. Whose name did he get wrong? Don't write what he said, because he said a bad thing. I'll just check on what Richard's written before we say anything. I'll just have a little check.
I didn't...
Yeah, I don't know whether we can say that.
Ask me what the Welsh word for first is.
What's the Welsh word for first?
Cyntaf. There's
That's
nothing
rude.
wrong with that.
No.
Nothing wrong with that, because that's Welsh.
Ask me what the Japanese word for Jimmy Carr is.
Let's move on with the show. OK, next one. Have a look at this picture. What is it, and why was it in the news?
Oh, what's that?
Baked
beans.
It's like new. It's a sign for new, isn't it? You got a bit funny.
Is this a close-up shot of what was in Gillian McKeith's knickers?
OK. So we've reached the final question of the year. Who better to see us off than Seth Rogen? Have a look.
Hi, Jimmy. I got a question about one of my all-time favorite heroes, Mr. Dick Van Dyke. In November, he made the news after falling asleep on his surfboard. He drifted out to sea. Can the teams tell me what unlikely group of heroes came to his aid?
So who saved Dick Van Dyke? Sounds like a comedy song somehow. OK, let's get something down. You ready for the final answers?
Yeah.
Jon Snow reported on one of the biggest songs of the year. Did you know what it was?
Lady Gaga, Telephone.
Lady Gaga.
Oh, like Beyonce did nothing on that track. Oh. What'd you go for, Noel, Richard?
We put Gaga.
Yeah, phony Gaga.
Phony Gaga, that will do. That's a terrific effort from you.
So points all round then?
I think near enough, yeah, why not? OK.
Can we have 25 points for that?
No. I asked you who the people attacking Amazon, PayPal, MasterCard and Visa were protecting. What did you put?
I didn't know the actual name, but is that WikiLeaks man, isn't it?
Julian Assange is the guy's name, but WikiLeaks man will do. WikiLeaks will do, Jonathan and Ruth. And you've gone for Noel and Richard? OK, so you've gone for Wikipedia.
It wasn't directly under threat, but that man has had to put up an appeal on the page. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yes.
And,
what is that appeal about?
He just needs someone to babysit for him.
He's dominating the whole page.
Yeah. You can't get a good sitter. I mean, what can I say?
Well, no point. OK. I asked you what story was being reenacted in this piece of Taiwanese news footage. Did you all get it?
Prince William's engagement.
To Kate Middleton.
It was, of course, the royal engagement.
When he did get engaged to her, I saw an interview on the BBC, and the bloke that was doing the interview said, "Did you say yes?" And I just thought, of course she fucking said yes, you idiot. She's got a massive ring on. They're here in the studio. It'd be embarrassing if she said no.
Are you...
OK, you've all got that right.
I'm really looking forward to the royal wedding. Are you looking forward to the royal wedding? Are you going to look? Are you going to watch it?
I'm counting down the days.
Are you going to wear something? Are you going to wear something special when you watch it at home?
Taking Paul the octopus. I'm going to smuggle loads of meow meow in my knickers.
OK, I asked you whose name did Radio 4's James Naughtie get wrong?
Hold it, James Naughtie. I thought it was James Naughty. Is it actually James Naughtie?
It's pronounced Naughtie, but it's spelt naughty.
It's Naughty, isn't it? It's not Knockety. It's like Knockety Knock.
But no wonder he's mispronounced another name. If his own name is Naughtie, no wonder when he looks at a normal name spelled down, he thinks, oh, it sounds like something else. That's his accent, by the way. He's Icelandic. He got Jeremy Hunt's name wrong.
You've got to be careful on the radio, haven't you, Jonathan?
He switched one letter. He switched one letter. 2 years.
2 years, I know.
No, it's because he's the culture secretary. You mix them up.
Sorry, he's the culture secretary. That's in Jeremy Hunt.
Yes.
It's interesting because you've written Formula One driver from 70s.
Oh, yeah!
James Hunt.
Sorry.
Let's have a listen.
What's happening in the course of the next hour? Well, first I'll be talking to Jeremy Hunt, the culture secretary. Broadband.
He tries to stifle
It's 8 o'clock on Monday, the 6th of December. American officials have condemned WikiLeaks after the website published a list of hundreds of facilities said to be vital for American security. Every community in Britain has been promised equal access to the fastest broadband networks within 5 years. Excuse me, and Egypt has called in international shark experts to investigate a series of attacks in the Red Sea. Pardon me, coughing. The news comes from Rory Morrison.
I like the way he said Egypt once he'd really messed it up. He went, Egypt!
OK, so Jeremy Hunt is the right answer. Noel and Richard, what did you get for that last one?
John Poo Bum.
John Poo Bum Face.
John Poo Bum.
It's probably for the best you crossed out what you originally had there, which was very unpleasant.
I always thought they should do that at the watershed, because they say that 9 o'clock is the watershed where you can swear. So on the 9 o'clock news, they could go, doot, 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 fuck. Just to into the watershed.
I'm Moira fucking Stewart.
If you've just tuned in, Moira Stewart has changed. OK, I asked you to take a look at this picture. Why was it in the news? What did you get?
It's a bacteria that eats
Gillian McKeith's pants.
No, it is, that's exactly the right answer. It is a bacteria that eats arsenic.
See, I told
It's a brand
ya.
new form of life that no one thought existed before.
Oh.
And Jonathan and Ruth, you went with?
Well, I actually thought they were washed baked beans.
We thought it was like a bad health thing, like a salmonella outbreak
Yeah.
in perhaps a hospital.
And you're
What did
saying
you-
it's
what did you go
not
for?
a top shot of a Kojak convention?
You thought that was an aerial photo of a Kojak convention? OK. Seth Rogen wanted to know... This is the final question, final answer of the quiz. OK, final one. Seth Rogen wanted to know who came to Dick Van Dyke's aid when he floated out to sea. What did you put?
Porpoise. Well, I wouldn't have put dolphin, but Michael said porpoise.
I upgraded his dolphin. Porpoise.
No, porpoise is exactly... What did you go for, Noel and Richard?
We said he slept with a porpoise with no Johnny.
I can't confirm that is the right answer, but I will give you a point for that because it's got purpose in it.
Got what in it? Purpose. You said purpose. We said purpose. Sir, you said purpose.
Jonathan, Ruth, you went with...
Porpoises.
Porpoises.
Lucky you're on a shit lightning and need thunder.
I can only apologise, ladies and gentlemen. We all seem to have turned into Popeye in the last 20 minutes. Porpoise. What is the purpose of that?
Jimmy, here's the thing about this story. Who told us about the porpoises rescuing Dick Van Dyke?
I think it was Dick Van Dyke.
Well, Dick Van Dyke. So he fell asleep on a surfboard, and he reckons porpoises pushed him into land.
Who, sorry?
Porpoises. So Dick Van Dyke was, for many years, a very heavy drinker, and by his own admission, an alcoholic. To the extent that, and I've read his book when it came out, which was very good, he says that when he went to see Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, you've all seen Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, it's hard to forget, he sat there watching at the premiere and he couldn't remember filming any of it. That's how much he was drinking. He was on a bottle and a half of gin a day. He cannot remember one scene of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. This is the man who we're going to trust when he says, on a surfboard while asleep, porpoises pushed him into land. I don't think so.
He's basically the Hollywood equivalent of Noel Fielding. That's what you're saying. He's mad.
did get rescued out of a pond. Out of a puddle, actually, by a starfish.
It's going to be one of the questions next year if you're going to watch.
Me and Dick Van Dyke were in a puddle, out of our minds, on Meow Meow.
Let's hear from Seth Rogen. Let's get the definitive answer.
Did everyone get it? Mr. Dick Van Dyke was pushed back to shore by a school of porpoises. That is crazy. I was actually fortunate enough to have Mr. Dick Van Dyke be a vocal coach of mine for an upcoming project, and he taught me the perfect English accent. It goes like this. Merry Christmas, mate. Happy New Year. Thank you.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is your lot. Let's tot up the final scores. If you're playing at home, there were a possible 36 points on offer this evening. How did you do? I'll tell you how the teams did. In last place. It was always going to happen, but a very brave attempt, I feel. We're all winners here.
Always going to happen.
Yeah, but you said purpose.
Oh, yeah, maybe I'm the idiot. 12 points, Noel Fielding, Richard Arwadi. In second place, Alan Carr and Michael McIntyre, 25 points. Come on, that's something.
We can be magnanimous in victory.
But the winners of this year's Big Fat Quiz of the Year, it's Jonathan Ross and Ruth Jones with 28 points. Look at that. I've even got you a trophy, guys. Congratulations, well done. Bloody marvellous. So well done, there's your trophy. A big thank you to all our amazing panel, to all of you for watching at home, all our special guests. Thank you very much indeed. I'm Jimmy Carr. That was the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. Good night.